Hi, what's up? My name is Adam, and you are on Cyber Raccoon channel. Today, I'm keep talking about the best free horror games in Steam. Join this channel to get access to perks. Abyss of Neptune is a survival horror game set in the deep seas of the Bermuda Triangle. You are sent to investigate a mysterious underwater signal, but there is more to it than meets the eye. Are you ready to traverse the treacherous abyss and make it back alive? Night in Riverager. A short news story set in the world of My Beautiful Paper Smile. A Night in Riverager gives players a glance at its strange papercraft world from another perspective, offering a spine-chilling story by itself that is also part of a greater, darker whole. You will become the hunter, a hooded and mysterious figure, just living out their mundane life in the secluded hamlet of Riverager. To find medicine for his sickly mother, the hunter ventures into the king's domain, a dangerous place guarded by forces both natural and not. My Friend is a Raven. Play as Ludum, the last man alive after a devastating plague has swept the earth clean. The world of man has fallen into ruins. Everyone that was once alive now lies in their grave, returned to the earth that they were born of. You return to your old apartment one last time in search of a sickened raven. You must speak to him and discover why such a calamity has spread across the world. Complete different puzzles to unlock all 4 unique endings and uncover the whole story behind Ludum and the elusive raven. We Went Back is a time-looping horror game in which you wake up in an abandoned space station utterly alone. The exit door is locked, and you must find a way to escape what lurks within. Find clues, experience dynamically changing environments, and confront terror in order to find a way out. Mind's Eyes brings you to a world of dreams. You wake up from your slumber to constantly discover you are still asleep. You venture throughout your own home as well as some pieces of your imagination to discover who or what is keeping you asleep. Will you ever wake up? Will you ever finish the journey? Venture through tenseful moments of a chilling and nerve-wracking atmosphere that will keep you wondering when will something happen. Interact with the game and collect game objects, which will overall affect your score in the end. Can you locate all game items? Can you make it without a single death? Check what the mind has in store. Siren Head. Awakening is a first-person horror game based on Trevor Henderson's artwork. You're stuck with your car in the middle of a dark forest with nothing but your flashlight. Seek escape by finding items necessary to survive while a terrifying monster lurks the shadows. No more room in hell. The chances of you surviving this all-out war of society and the undead are slim to none. Already there are millions of the walking dead shambling about, searching for food to eat. There's no known cure. One bite can possibly end it all for you. However, you aren't alone in this nightmare. There are still a handful of uninfected survivors left in this godforsaken hellhole, and with cooperation and teamwork, you may live long enough to fight your way to salvation. Deceit tests your instincts at trust and deception in an action-filled, multiplayer first-person shooter. You wake up in unknown surroundings to the sound of the game master's unfamiliar voice. Surrounded by 5 others, a third of your group have been infected with the game master's deadly virus and tasked with taking down the other innocent players. Innocents must stay alert, traverse the 3 zones, and escape through the safety hatch as the infected try to pick you off one by one. Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. Dagon is a 3D narrative experience in madness, based on the cult short story of the same title by the master of cosmic horror and weird fiction, H.P. Lovecraft himself. It's an interactive portal into the world of the controversial genius and his highly acclaimed Cthulhu mythos, open to both newcomers and longtime devotees. Step into the shoes of a former ship officer and morphine fiend, and dive into the Stygian abyss of a drug-addled mind. Uncover the unspeakable, long-drowned horrors on a distant eldritch island and wallow in Lovecraftian dread. Frostbite, Deadly Climate. A lone Arctic biologist ends up getting lost in a sudden snowstorm and must take refuge in an Arctic research base simply called Base 75. However, the base has no power, meaning no heat, And what's worse, it is clear he is not alone in Base 75. Taking place in an Arctic setting, players must watch their body temperature as it will slowly drain throughout. As the body temperature decreases, the player will notice some negative effects and will even lose health if their body temp is at 0%. We were here, lost in a frozen wasteland and split up from your partner inside an abandoned castle. The only possession you have left is a walkie-talkie with a familiar voice on the other end. Can the two of you find your way out in time? We Were Here is the free pilot episode in a series of cooperative standalone puzzle adventures. Two players are trapped inside an abandoned castle, with player 1 confined to a small secluded part of the castle as player 2 roams the halls trying to find player 1. Every room challenges your wits and ability to communicate clearly using only your voice. Dark Fracture Prologue. In this free standalone game, you will get a taste of what it is like to face the inner chaos of a tormented mind. Witness the world change around you as the barrier between reality and imagination crumbles. Set in the late 90s in a forested area of the northeastern USA, Dark Fracture brings you into the eerie environment of a body farm, a decomposition research facility. You enter the world as Edward, a lonely individual tormented by a tragic past, whose only solace is in the medicine that helps him to get through the day. Edward is barely able to cope with his issues, which are only intensified by the solitude of his workplace. He puts on a brave front and dutifully wakes up for work every day. His routine serves as his only anchor, but deep inside, trouble is simmering. In the short adventure game The Supper, MS Appleton wakes up in her tavern's kitchen. The voice inside her head is still there. It won't leave her alone. It commands her to serve a very special meal to some distinguished customers. From Octavio Navarro, creator of the critically acclaimed short games Midnight Scenes and The Librarian, comes a delicious treat for adventure game fans. A tiny snack to consume while you make your afternoon coffee or right before bed. Flicker of Hope is a suspense thriller where you play as a small candle in the ruins of a dark cathedral. Join Gene Wick in his quest to restore hope to a dying world by carrying on a dead monk's mission to fill the cathedral with light. Use Gene's doubter and a mix of waxy tricks who avoid being detected by Mara, a nun who succumbed to despair as she tried to heal the overwhelming tides of plague victims, and the legions, giant insects who feast on the dead. Travel deep into the darkness to bring the world back to the light or die trying. Blameless is a mysterious first-person adventure with primary focus on puzzle-solving and short story. The player will appear in a role of an architect trying to investigate strange happenings after discovering evidence of an act of violence. MEDUSA'S Labyrinth is a very short mythological first-person horror game set in ancient Greece. It takes myths and legends that have stayed with us for over 2,000 years and mixes them together with modern gameplay. The game lets you explore murky catacombs and follow along a classic, tragic story. If your favorite game is not included in this list, write in the comments. Thanks for watching. Join this channel to get access to perks. Subscribe to our channel, watch our other videos, press like, turn on notifications, and you will always be aware of what to play today.